Yes, sir.
Okay. I
Hello,
guess
sir. Good evening.
it's Joey.
Good
Yes,
evening,
sir.
sir.
Amrita, good evening. Where is my friend? Jeet? Can you lock the door? Thank you so much. All right. Good evening, Jeet. How are you, Jeet?
Fine, sir.
Sorry for the late. I was in other meeting. So, hello. Ma'am, good evening. Shall I call you at 8:30? They call just 8:30. రేపు మార్నింగ్ కాల్ చేయడమ్మా ఆఫ్టర్ 11 కాల్ చేయండి ఓకేనా 8:30 నేను కాల్ చేస్తాను 8:30 కాల్ చేస్తాను చూడండి ఓకేనా ఓ మీరు నాలుగు ఫ్యాకల్టీనా Friends, in my last session, we discussed about a couple of things, and I told you and I promised you that I will bring you terrorism concept this class. How many of you are eagerly waiting to attend the class? But actually, the class is going to be rock like anything. Okay, because I hope I cannot give my introduction again. I am international relations scholar, so in that manner, I'm confident enough that I can tackle the current issues. Okay, sorry, terrorism issues. All right. I hope my screen is visible to you. Am I correct?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Don't look at the face. Okay. So, but it is we are going to discuss about the terrorism issue. This topic comes under General Studies, Paper 2 of Civil Service Examination, International Relations. General Studies, Paper 3. That is internal security. Internal security. So both aspects are very important for us. One is international relations, one is internal security. Apart from that, as India took the motto of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, this is also important for with respect to essay also. Just note down the main points. I will forward the entire PPT to Mr. Rakesh. I guess I haven't sent you the last class PDF, if I'm not wrong. Did I send?
No, sir.
Could you remind me later after the class in a WhatsApp or call so that I will send him? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right, Disha. We'll start now the issue of terrorism. Now, you people are wondered to see this face. It's me. Okay. So that's that I can tell you that previously I worked in Taliban. Okay. Now I'll start by saying what is terrorism, sir. Now, people have several definitions, but officially terrorism doesn't have any definition. But once we have the idea of terrorism from the UN, but the two members of the United Nations doesn't accepted this definition. But again, I want to confirm what is terrorism. हुआ क्या है terrorism के बारे में? अब सोच लेना जो terrorism है concept बहुत complex था. हमारी सरल भाषा यानी easy language में इसको explain करना यानी इसको डिटेलली डिस्कस करना बहुत मुश्किल था. लेकिन मैं क्या करूंगा आप लोगों को काफी सारे डिस्कशंस हुई यूएन के द्वारा कभी कभी थिंक टैंक्स के द्वारा हो गया. इसमें जो फीचर्स है वो आइडेंटिफाई किया. क्या वो फीचर्स है कि आप लोगों के साथ कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है. ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इफ इट डिस्टर्ब लॉ एंड ऑर्डर if it disturb law and order, if it propagate ideology, if it works on violence, if it works on propagating violence, and if it aims to topple governments, okay, and that will leads to, we call it as a terrorist activity. So it doesn't mean only one religion here. Okay, don't get me in wrong ways. Terrorism doesn't associate it with only one religion. Even there are terrorist organizations belongs to many religions. We'll discuss that one by one in the coming time. But try to understand the main features of terrorism. There is no definition, universally accepted definition, not possible for terrorism. Now, it disturbs law and order, to propagate ideology, to propagate violence, and it aims to topple the governments. And this is how terrorism works. Now, the word terror became popular after this French Revolution, so-called the reign of terror. आप लोगों ने पढ़ाई किया, भरोसा है कि आप लोगों ने फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन में पढ़ाई किया. यही फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन पर आपको यह आदमी आएगा, रोबस्पियर, मैक्सिमिलियन रोबस्पियर. सो ये भैया क्या लाया, ये भैया ने क्या क्रिएट किया, रेन ऑफ टेरर क्रिएट किया. इसके द्वारा जो लोग है मैक्सिमिलियन रोबस्पियर को अपोज किया, उन लोगों को पनिशमेंट दिया. ओके, कैपिटल पनिशमेंट यानी डेथ पनिशमेंट ने दिया. ठीक है. सो ये चीज हम याद करना है कि जो वर्ड है रेन ऑफ टेरर, ऑरिजिन के बारे में मैं नहीं बता रहा हूँ. आई एम डिस्कसिंग अबाउट द वर्ड टेरर. Okay, it became popular after this so-called French Revolution leader, Maximilian Robespierre. Okay. Now, continuation to our discussion that I told you, that is terrorism. That is terrorism doesn't have any universally accepted definition, but still it has certain features. We discussed the features one by one. That is violence, disturbing to law and order. Okay, so on and so forth. We discussed them. Now, with respect to the next point of agenda, I am discussing that how the present terrorism evolved. That is, what is the ground reason for the evolution of the current terrorist activities in the world. Current terror activities in the world, what is the reason for it? I will discuss the real reasons later, but what are the exact reasons now? Okay. Some international scholars argue the creation of terrorism in the world is indirectly done by USA. Understood? Indirectly done by USA. Sir, what nonsense you are talking? USA even suffered with terrorism, right? But still, to understand that, we need to understand two important countries. One is Iraq, one is Afghanistan. Please be focused here. We will discuss that one by one now. I repeat again, one is Iraq and one is your so-called Afghanistan. चलो हम शुरू करेंगे. Now, exactly Iraq is a Muslim dominated country in which we have a president called as Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein ruling his country with some kind of dictatorship as per American point of view. Now, Saddam Hussein in 1990s, exactly in 1991, my dear friends, he invaded Kuwait. Q, sir. Why he invaded Kuwait? To control oil resources. When Iraq invaded Kuwait, ध्यान से सुन लेना मेरी बात. This step of Iraq, I repeat again, the movement of Iraq invading Kuwait disturbed Saudi Arabia plus America because they are the biggest buyers of oil from Kuwait. ध्यान से सुनो मेरी बात. जब सद्दाम हुसैन ने शुरू किया, ओके, वार लड़ने के लिए शुरू किया, कुवैत को आक्रमण करने के लिए शुरू किया, उनका काम अमेरिका यानी सऊदी अरेबिया को डिस्टर्ब किया, क्योंकि कुवैत का जो ऑयल रिसोर्सेस है वहीं पर सऊदी अरेबिया यानी अमेरिका का थोड़ा अथॉरिटी है, लेकिन सद्दाम हुसैन ने इसको हटाने के लिए कोशिश किया. He was believing that he has a huge army, and he even believed that he is a so powerful man when he compared himself to USA. He proudly said, "I will show the world, mother of all wars." So he believed that he is going to show the world what is the mother of all battles or all wars. Today, if someone asks what mother of all battles, they will say Mahabharat, Kurukshetra. Okay, but he want to change it. But Americans, you know, Americans successfully destroyed Iraq. At the next level, they destroyed Iraq. Now, when America destroyed Iraq people got a lot of unhappiness. Suno meri baat. War will create a lot of problems, right? Loss of food, education, loss of health, wealth, whatnot, etc. So Iraqis, those who lost their food, education, health, wealth, they decided to take revenge against America. Just have an idea here. I will stop here itself. Now again, in 2003, USA again invaded war against Iraq by blaming Iraq has weapons for mass destructions. Weapons for mass destruction. Please be patient here. I am going to come to the main points of the topic, but still I need to give you background here. सुनो मेरी बात. फिर से ध्यान से सुनना. So America under the leadership of Bush, they blamed, they said, people will say it is a lie, but still they said Iraq is developing weapons for mass destruction. The question to you, your mind is, what do you mean by this, sir? Weapons for mass destruction means, it means nuclear weapons, some hydrogen bombs, the bombs which can kill people at a large number, atomic bomb, hydrogen bomb, so on and so forth. Friends, now I understood that Iraq outrightly suffered because of which country? Yes?
USA, sir. USA.
Absolutely USA. Now, Iraqis are not feeling well. Now, I will come back to the topic again, but I told you one more country here, it is there, Afghanistan. Friends, Afghanistan also, same kind of problem. In 1979, People's Democratic Party of Afghanistan came to the power with the help of USSR. People's Democratic Party of Afghanistan came to the power with the help of USSR. Now, my dear friends, what is a Cold War? Cold War is an ideological battle between USA and USSR. So, as I told you, in Afghanistan, PDPA government with the help of USSR created government. Opposite to them, USA came here. But USA doesn't got alternative party immediately. So what USA did? USA formed a group of 7 parties as an alliance. These 7 parties are called as Mujahideen. Mujahideen. So the word Mujahideen means people who are involved in jihad. People who are involved in jihad. ध्यान से सुन लो ना मेरी बात. Without understanding what is meaning by Mujahideen, America supported this Mujahideen group purely to counter USSR. That's the reason I told you in my beginning. America is the indirect reason for the creation of the terrorist camps. Within this Mujahideen, I told you 7 parties. There are parties from several countries, even from Saudi Arabia and Iran. And from Saudi Arabia, we have Osama bin Laden, who was part of this group, who had ties with America also. Understood? So, as I told you, it has began in 1979. And I clearly told you the first war of Gulf War happened in, the first Gulf War means this is the first Gulf War. So 1991, when Iraq invaded Kuwait, it is called as first Gulf War. Now here, when first Gulf War happened, Osama bin Laden is unhappy with the USA attitude. You should understand, you should ask me a question. Why he is unhappy, sir? Okay. Why he is unhappy, sir? Okay. Now try to understand, my friends. That is, I told you Mujahideen is also part of, Osama bin Laden is also part of Mujahideen. And Mujahideen even helped the USA. But I told you that Osama bin Laden not happy with the USA attitude towards Iraq. You should ask me a question. Why only Osama bin Laden? Okay. Osama bin Laden influenced by a Islamic ideology called as Wahhabism, from which he developed his own ideology called as Salafi Jihadism. I'll come back to the topic of Salafi Jihadism. But before that, what is Wahhabism? आप लोगों को मालूम है हमारी आधुनिक भारत चरित्र हिस्ट्री पर हम पढ़ाई करते हैं कि वहाबी मूवमेंट के बारे में. हाँ जी. So what is this Wahhabi movement is about? Understand here. So Wahhabi movement is the main motto is to protect Islam, the true Islam, and it propagates those who want to believe or practice Islam, they are enemies. Please focus about this very carefully. I repeat it again, that these people try to bring this, that Wahhabism said these beautiful lines. Okay, Wahhabism said these beautiful lines And there is the thing I want to confirm here. Okay, that this Wahhabism became very much popular. In India, it was popularized by Syed Ahmad of Rai Bareli, which is the constituency of Sonia Gandhi, if I'm not wrong. Okay, all right. Now,
So what name you said in India it is popularized by?
Syed Ahmad of Rai Bareli. Haji,
Thank you, sir.
thank you so much, brother. Now, this is the most important thing I want to confirm that this Wahhabism, in which that Osama was influenced, no? Osama bin Laden developed a next level of theory, which is called as Salafi Jihadism. Sir, what nonsense you were talking? You told that you will teach terrorism, but why you are telling all these things? Just give me one more, 2 more minutes. Now, Salafi Jihadism says, let us establish Caliphate at globe. That is, let us establish Islam over the globe. हमको यही चाहिए, हम इस्लाम को सबका धर्म होना चाहिए और इस्लाम को हम दुनिया का एक और पहली और लास्ट रिलीजन बनना चाहिए. ठीक है. So Osama, it was the change. So Osama want to bring these things. Osama bin Laden gave a fatwa. You know very well what is a fatwa is about. We call it as farmana. We call it as farmana. We call it as global order, royal order. Now he issued a fatwa, Osama. I attended a seminar of Ajit Dovel almost 4 years back. Osama, he told Ajit Dovel in his speech that when Osama gave fatwa, no one is aware about it. What is Salafi jihadism? What is his ideology? But later it was popularized. Now I am coming back to the topic here, how it was popularized. As I told you just now, Iraq invasion of Kuwait in 1991 and weapons for mass destruction, the second Gulf War, both created destruction in so-called destruction in Iraq. Now coming to Afghanistan, I told you PDPA, USSR, Mujahideen, Splinter Mujahideen and Rising Warlords. I'm coming to the topic here. Now after 1991, USSR exit from, there is no USSR in Afghanistan. So Mujahideen became the ruling party, but they were unable to control because I told you there are 7 members in this party. I repeat again, within the Afghanistan, I told you PDPA government. So just tell me once, who established, that is, with the support of which country, with the support of which country, PDPA government was formed in Afghanistan.
So USSR.
Absolutely
USSR.
correct. Absolutely correct. Now that USSR is no more. When the government which gave support to PDPA, it was not there. So Mujahideen came to the power. So when Mujahideen came to the power, my friends, Mujahideen started to fight each other. And finally, Mujahideen split. When Mujahideen is fighting each other, within the villages of Afghanistan, we found warlords. Now, what do you mean by warlords? People who has a private army, people who has control over the lands. These became the lords of the land, and they started to, my dear friends, harass Afghanistan people. They started to harass 4 years 4 years old boys and girls both. They sexually assaulted many girls. Child marriages raised. Taking of alcohol, hookah, cannabis, marijuana, ganja, everything was raised. Apart from that, my dear friends, these people also started to started to kill many innocent girls. Entire Afghanistan started to feel bad about them. Now, a group of people came to Kandahar, and in the Kandahar, these people went to a mosque or masjid. The masjid head, Omar, Omar came out and said to his students, okay, said to his students that I will support the team and let us attack these warlords. In Pashtun language, in Pashtun language, students are called as Talibs. That's the reason they are called as Talibans. Talib means student. So Omar asked them to attack these warlords. After attacking warlords, they liberated many girls. They started to become, warriors of the land, and they became popular within the Afghanistan. And finally, my dear friends, these people became so much popular as such, entire Afghanistan started to prize them. And Afghanistan people even started to worship them like anything. And they came to the power. After coming to the power, Taliban's extended support to the ideology of Salafi jihadism. Now, what Saddam Hussein did in Iraq? So this is Saddam Hussein, and he is Zarhawi. Okay, both went to Iraq. What happened to Iraq? Is Iraq is happy? Is Iraq is happy, my dear friends?
No, sir.
What Iraq is happening? What happening in Iraq? What's happening in Iraq? Not now. I'm talking previously. In Iraq, we found that America destroyed most of the Iraq places. Right? Now, when America destroyed most of the places, my dear friends, Iraqi people are, I told you, lost their food, lost their shelter, lost their family members. Now, this is the typical case. I want to give you a case study. Understand? One
Sir,
Qassam, ah,
Taliban supported the idea of what kind of idea?
सलाफी जिहादिज्म हमने बात किया ना सलाफी जिहादिज्म दुनिया
Okay, okay,
दुनिया
okay.
पर दुनिया पर
Osama
इस्लाम
bin Laden से.
दुनिया पर इस्लाम को आगे बढ़ना है इस्लाम को एक्सपेंड करना है वो चीज है ठीक है
Okay, sir. Thank you.
हाँ now I give you a case study here you have kasab no how many of you are aware about kasab I guess you listen the name of kasab right at least
Yes, sir.
even you don't have any kind of friendship with kasab joy but still you know kasab right you don't know joy
Sir.
right you can find this in internet. You can check out in the internet also. If you're unable to find it, just let me know. I will share the link also. Kasab, undergone a narco analysis test. In the narco analysis test, Kasab was interrogated by officers. And the officer asked him, what's your name? He said, Azmal Kasab. Officer said, कहाँ से आ गया? पाकिस्तान से आ गया. Officer asked, why you came? Kasab said, for jihad. Officer asked, what is jihad? Kasab said, bata nahi. Try to understand. Without knowing the exact meaning of jihad, he came here. You have to understand one question. The background of Kasab. Was. Kasab was a poor people, a person who belongs to poor family. I'm not creating any kind of sympathy for Kasab. Try to understand. Kasab, know what he did. I know exactly. Even I had a huge belief. Without knowing, he cannot kill. But still, Kasab came from a poor background. And Kasab came from a poor background, and he doesn't know much about the outer world because he was poorly educated. Apart from that, his father told to Kasab that बहुत सारा बच्चा है, दीदी को शादी करना है, बहन को पढ़ाई करना है, माँ को स्वास्थ्य को पैसा कमाना चाहिए, मेरे पास तो कुछ भी काम नहीं है. सो आप चले जाओ, आप चले जाओ, जिहाद में चले जाओ, जिहाद का काम कर लो, तो आपको पैसा मिलेगा. ये सब बोला कसब को, कसब का पापा. कसब का पापा का ये बात सुनने के बाद कसब को मन लगा काम करने के लिए, and he went there and he worked there. But try to understand my main motto, my dear friends. Where there is no development, where there is no development, where there is no kind of prosperity, where there is unemployment, illiteracy, poor health, that is a breeding ground for the terrorist people. As I told you, Iraq was in that situation in 2003 and 2004. Absolutely, around 2001 around the time. You can ask me one question. That is, why Iraq is like that? I told you that Iraq was continuously destroyed by America. So Iraqis started to join with the Saddam Hussein. So Iraqis started to join with Saddam Hussein, my friends. They joined like anything. So Saddam Hussein, what he said, that is, he said he is going to, in fact, start this Salafi jihadism, and Salafi jihadism aims to establish, so-called Islam at the global, arena. So that reason, he said, Salafi jihadism will be expanded through me and my organization. And my organization is a base or foundation for it. In Arabic word, the base or foundation is called as Al-Qaeda. Once asked in Andhra Pradesh Public Service Commission exam, Group 2 exam, what is the meaning of Al-Qaeda? Base or foundation. Base or foundation is the meaning of Al-Qaeda. Understood? Meaning of Al-Qaeda.
Sir,
Bolo bhai.
sir, Iraq started to join with Saddam Hussein or Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden. I'm not talking about entire Iraq army. I'm talking about those people who are unable to get employment. Those people who lost their job, livelihood, health, family. Those weaker sections joined with this person.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Try to understand one important thing here. If you have a powerful guru, students will automatically join with one kind of ideology. That's the reason. When Arjuna is not interested to fight, it is the Krishna acted as a guru. Understood? So, Osama bin Laden attracted lot of youth by saying, let us come and join with me. I will take care about your future. हम धर्म को आगे बढ़ना है, धर्म को रक्षा करना है, अगला धर्म को जो डिस्ट्रॉय कर रहा है, ये नेगेटिव प्रोपेगेंडा बच्चों को टीच किया. सो ये तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट था, लेकिन लोगों ने सुना. Aparna, just understand, if you are educated, if you have a job, if you government is providing better facilities to you, if government is providing proper schools, education centers in your area, will any one of your, if any one of the person in your area dream about terrorism? Absolutely no. They won't dream about terrorism. You know why? Because they are getting everything, no. So that is the reason I strongly say to many government officers and even to the many students also, there is a big reason for terrorism. I will discuss that in the coming slides. Just give a second. Now, the base and foundation Al Qaeda got support from Taliban. Even Taliban also started to support here. So both got extreme support. Now, both planned one event called as 9/11 attacks. 9/11 attacks. I hope you are remember what you maybe 9/11 attacks. I'll just give a clarity here. Okay. 9/11 attacks happened in 2001. Happened in 2001. It killed around 3,000 people. Exactly 2996. Okay. Around 3,000 people was died. And you should remember this fact very carefully, my friends. Never America witnessed such massive deaths in its lifetime of its existence. That is, since 1776 to even 1942, Pearl Harbor attack, they never witnessed such a large scale loss of Americans' lives. Okay. एक छोटा सा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अलकायदा नाम पर छोटा सा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अलकायदा नाम पर इसको अटैक किया. Okay, so this is the most important thing you should understand. So America decided to take a revenge. Okay, America decided to take a revenge because a small group called as Al Qaeda attacked the mighty America with its own aircraft. That is a separate story to understand. So America humiliated like anything. America humiliated and decided to take revenge. Of course, it took revenge also. I hope you are aware about NATO operation enduring freedom. Operation Enduring Freedom, which attacked Afghanistan, which attacked Iraq, all the terrorists. It is also called as Global War on Terrorism. Global War on Terrorism. So Operation Enduring Freedom, Global War on Terrorism. Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom and Global War on Terrorism. It was began in 2001, ended in 2021. It was ended through Doha Accords. Operation Enduring Freedom. Excuse me. Okay. So Operation Enduring Freedom. Operation Enduring Freedom 2001 to 2021. It was ended in 2021 through Doha Accords. Doha Accords. Okay. A simple story of Taliban. Now, America destroyed almost all the bases of Al Qaeda, and it even killed It even killed Osama bin Laden. Now we are left with Taliban's. Of course, America accepted Taliban's in 2021. America left Afghanistan to Taliban and it even evicted from Afghanistan. But world witnessed one more terrorist group called as ISIS. What is ISIS? Islamic State of Iraq and
Syria.
absolutely Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. Now, friends, be clear here. Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, previously called as Islamic State of Iraq and Lebanon. In 20 in 2014, in 2014, they announced ISIS. 2014, they announced ISIS. One of the worst group established under in the terrorist organizations. Why worst group? They did all the atrocities. They did sex slavism, they did human trafficking, they did oil smuggling, they did, drugs, so on and so forth. This is one more famous one, but this was now no more. Almost dormant. I don't say it is ended. It's a dormant stage. Right now, IS K is active. K stands for not Kalyan. Okay. ISIS K stands for Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. Khorasan. Khorasan. Okay. Islamic State, Iraq and Syria. Khorasan is the group. Okay. Now, try to understand this very importantly that we have this group and we have this IS is going on. But you have to understand some other terrorist organization names. ISIS is done, Taliban is done. The next one is Mujahideen, so Al Shabaab. Okay, this is Al Shabaab. Right now active in Somalia. Please just write down the names. Al Shabaab, Somalia. Okay, you see, these countries are Horn of African countries. Al Shabaab in Somalia, and these are Horn of African countries. Locate them. That is, we have so called Somalia, Somalia. Then we have Djibouti, Somalia, Djibouti, and also we have other countries, Eritrea and Ethiopia. These are Horn of African countries. Please locate them today. Locate Horn of African countries. This is Somalia. Just have an idea. So Al Shabaab is famous terrorist organization from which country?
Somalia, sir.
Just have an idea. Okay. Next famous terrorist group is Boko Haram. Boko Haram means prohibition of Western education. Prohibition of Western education. That is Boko Haram. Prohibition of Western education is Boko Haram. Okay. So it is also quite important one. Okay. It is also quite important one. Just have an idea. Now, friends, I would like to discuss here one important thing. It's very interesting one. What Boko Haram did, Boko Haram is right now working in Nigeria, which the country is in news because the people even don't want to have the president. Now, what is interesting, I will tell you. Boko Haram intentionally kidnaps students, whoever they are reading. If someone is reading, they won't tolerate. Okay. So they will try to kidnap them because they are not happy with the so-called presence of these people. When someone is studies, particularly when they prohibit girls' education, Boko Haram. Just remember the name Boko Haram for the sake of prelims. Then Hamas is one more terrorist organization popular in Israel, in Palestine. Hamas. Fatah is also in Palestine. To be precisely, Hamas is from Gaza Strip here, and Fatah is from Golan Heights here. UPSC in 2015 asked this question. Golan Heights, Gaza Strip, sometimes in news, they are associated with each of the following. Your answer is Middle East. So, to be precisely, they are associated with Israel-Palestine issue. Do remember these names. Just write Hamas, Gaza Strip, Fatah, Golan Heights. Fatah, Golan Heights. Please do write it. Please do write it. Okay. Please do write this. Now come to the topic here. That is, when we have this, particular aspect, we need to cover one more group here. That is Hezbollah. Hezbollah is from terrorist organization from Lebanon. I hope you are writing names. Names just enough. Hamas, Gaza Strip, Fatah from Golan Heights, Hezbollah from Lebanon, and Houthis from Yemen. For prelims point of view, you should remember the name and the following countries. Houthis from Yemen. So we are clear that the countries which we discussed are very clear that we have these countries, different countries and different countries and different different setup is there, different what do you call, terrorist organizations are there, different terrorist organizations. Everything is important to have an idea. Okay, everything is important. Do have an idea. Quite important one also. Understood? Now, first and foremost, in the last 40 minutes, I explained you the whole issues of terrorism. But now I'm getting deep into the subject, that is why this terrorism happens. Why this terrorism happens. Okay. Why this terrorism happens. Peaceful world, nice people. Why terrorism happens? So ఏమైందిరా అవుతుంది ఫ్రెండ్స్ పెడితే ఓపెన్ చేసారే హాయ్ చెప్తాను జస్ట్ సెకండ్ ఎక్కడున్నారు బ్రో హాయ్ బ్రో ఏం లేదు 2 minutes ఏ ప్రాబ్లం లేదు ఓకే సో why this so-called issue. Okay, we'll try to understand the most important things here. Why the globe or why the countries are facing repeated events of extremism or terrorism or radicalization. Generally, we may blame one religion, but try to understand, my friends. That is, according to Harshvi Pant and other international scholars, they argue it is not associated with religion primarily. Try to understand. If you have an idea that only Islam has terrorist organizations, you are wrong. Even Sikh people has terrorist organizations. Of course, we had Buddhism, the peace, the religion which taught peace to the world. Even they do have some militant organizations. For example, Sri Lanka Tamilian issue, Rohingyas and Myanmar issue. Okay, we should not see terrorism from the eyes of the religion. Okay. Then why terrorism or extremism or radicalization or something else is happening repeatedly, sir? So these are the list of reasons, my friends. One is decline in good governance or democracy. Okay. Decline in good governance or democracy. Social economic issues, that is poverty or else illiteracy, inequalities. These are also inducing. I told you the story of Kasab there. Okay. So Kasab from a poor family background. So that is he suffered and okay. So that is why where he suffered. Now he started to. I mean, his father induced him to join in some terrorist organization. He joined there, and unequal resource distribution, meaning when you are not able to, when you are, distribution of services or resources in an area witness any kind of inequalities, that is also inducing some kind of extremism among the people, and people are becoming violent. Now recently I read this document in Observer Research Foundation, a research think tank. They wrote that gaming and social media also, inducing elements of terrorism among the people's mind. For example, there are some games which are very high violent in nature, and the heroic culture of terrorist. You see, most of the Europeans and even some people from India also joined in ISIS because their propagation in social media as a heroes. So that is also an effect here. Narcotics, because narcotism is, according to Ajit Dovel, narcotism is oxygen to terrorism because it is providing funds. So that's the reason it has two effects, twin challenges from it. One is narcotics will fund terrorist activities, and second thing, the drugs and everything is spoiling the health of the youth. So this is the most important thing we need to understand. Understood? So one is one is your one is your narcotics. Hello. Yeah, please, please. Yeah, thank you. So one is narcotics, which is providing funding to the terrorist organizations, and other side it is health issues also affecting the people's youth. Finally, subnational identitism. For example, you see in India, Khalistan, they are looking for separate identity, not like in India, not like Hindus. They want separate identity. So you see, Elam, LTTE, even LTTE is looking for the same thing, separate nation look. So this is also one of the reason. Last and final, even climate change, according to UN reports. Okay, according to UN reports, it is also driving extremism because climate change is is leading to displacement of people and creating food security challenges, competition for the resources, and it is also one of the driver for the terrorism according to UN reports. Do have an idea here when you are writing essay, when you are giving answers in interview or something else, you should remember climate change is not limited to only creating problems to socio-economic challenges, even it is inducing security challenge also according to UN reports. Do remember this for longer time in answer writing. Okay, I repeat again. Decline in democracy, socio-economic issues, inequality issues, social media or gaming effects, narcotics, and subnational identity, and cyber security issues, and last and final, even climate change also inducing so-called other things. So finally, good governance is need of the hour for every country. Good governance should be the most focus element, and when we focus on the good governance, then only that we can counter the terrorist activities or terrorism related activities. Finally, the way forward. Okay, one thing is we need global partnership, and also we need to have either we should have self-regulated gaming industry, or else government should give regulations to them so that we can protect. And then social media, role of social media, we already discussed about in the previous sessions too, how social media is affecting the society and even internal security. Okay, so regulation of social media with respect to the terrorism issues or extremism issues should be tackled. There India can take help from rats. I hope you know what is rats is about. आप लोगों को याद है ना यार rats? आप बंगाली लोग क्या बोलते हैं? मूशिक. ये तो मूशिक नहीं है. चलो rats क्या है? Through which association rats is associated? I mean through which international organization rats is associated? बोलो भाई. क्या हो कौशल? हेलो. अच्छा, फिर गाना शुरू कर दो. एक ये दे, एक ये दे. है आप लोग?
Sir, not sure, but is it from SEO? Matlab, not
Absolutely,
sure, sir.
absolutely correct. Aparna Chandar, if I'm not wrong.
Sir, it is Chandra.
Chandra, thank you so much. आप भी कलकत्ता से है ना?
Yes, sir.
रसगुल्ला खाओ. Okay.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Thank you so much and very good. I really appreciate you. Okay. Now, rats, we can take help from rats also to tackle this. And finally, we need to strengthen cyber policing, and also we should work out on the criminal justice system and even providing better economics and good governance. Then we can take help from BIMSTEC countries. Even BIMSTEC had a convention against international tackling terrorism 2009. And what I can tell you is real-time intelligence at regional level. And last but not least, we should work out on the de-radicalization. Okay, de-radicalization, learning from Indonesia and even Malaysia, they are using Islamic verses or Islamic quotes for peace and love. Okay, for peace and love, they are using this. You can use this in problematic areas. Government of India also can do it. And for example, Kerala government started Operation Pizian to counter radicalization programs. So like that, we have to take steps. Ajit Dovel suggested that madrasas can play an important role. Madrasas and community leaders, local administration point of view, they can do a lot. And climate, you should tackle climate change also to counter all these things. Government should not focus only about GDP things, should also focus about gross national happiness. So that can be the real steps. And finally, I would like to end with Franklin Roosevelt quote. He said, "The structure of the world peace cannot be work by one man or one party or one nation. It must be peace which rests on the cooperative effects of the whole world." Okay. So this, I will end the session. I will share the PPT and main points. Just take a look at it. And any doubts are there, please let me know in the call or chat. I mean messages, or else we'll discuss in the next week. Clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
आपके वजह से मैं इंतजार कर रहा हूँ. रोशगुल्ला दे दो, हम इधर से जाएंगे. क्यों ऐसा क्यों? फायर कहाँ है? हार्ट्स कहाँ है? क्यों थम्स अप नहीं चाहिए मुझको? थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ऑल योर थिंग्स. आरती जी, आपने अभी आया ना? नमस्कार.
हेलो. नहीं सर, मैं तो बहुत देर से हूँ.
है.
यस सर.
हाउ इज योर हेल्थ मैम?
अभी ठीक हूँ सर.
I
I
guess
can
you are,
walk with support. Yes sir.
I guess
Now
you
I
are
can walk with support.
so great to happy to hear, ma'am. That's great.
Thank you sir. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Yes sir.
Okay. And I guess Shekhar, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Hello, Shekhar. How are you?
Yes, sir. Good, sir.
Okay, Shekhar. I'll just share you the notes and please let me know any difficulties if there. Okay.
Okay.
Fine then. Thank you so much and take care and see you in the next week. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye,
Thank you,
sir.